All right, welcome to this episode of How to Do a Keezer.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting.
We have different techniques, different ways.
Absolutely. I mean, they all pretty much round out to the same thing. Put gas or beer, drink beer, replace, rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
So we're going to show you all three different keezers that we have. So we have my keezer at my house with, you can see here, which the system we call the tank at my bar. Brandon has a keezer in the back of his bar over there where we have the co-pilot and the pilot system over there, the all-in-one brewery and his bar. And then he has at his house all of our storage. Which
the cold storage keezer, which is the man.
We'll call it the tank of keezers.
Yeah.
So we'll run through all three of them here. We'll show you how to on your keezers.
What's going on, guys? Brandon with Duckling Brewing here. Yeah, we're talking about our keezer setups. Right here, I'm showing y'all that our smallest of the three keezer setups we have. This is the keezer that is set up behind the bar at our pilot brew system at my house. It's a 5-tap system using an Inkbird controller to control temperature on our keezer here. Right, I have it set to 34 degrees. We actually just had this thing open, so right now it's at 36 degrees, but slowly dropping it back down again. Obviously, this is running on CO2 like with all the other ones. It's 5-tap system. Normally there's 5 kegs in this one. So when I'm running this one, like right now, currently, there's an IPA that's on our Stone IPA tap handle. There's a pilot brew that is sitting on the Founder's tap handle right now. It's an American light lager. There's nothing on my Killian's tap handle. There's nothing on this one. And then on this one, my Clown Shoes tap handle. Over here, we like to cater to our kids. You know, all our kids are teenagers now, but we like to cater to our kids. So I always have one keg back here that has a soda in it. Right now, there's a lemon lime soda that's in it right now, which is also good because it's behind the bar. There's a lot of mixed drinks that you use. You know, Sprite, 7-Up, that kind of thing for that. I have soda on tap here. Yeah, this was set up at 5. I am a big stickler for old school style tap handles. Like at the big brewery, we did local tap handles on it. The brewery in here, I tried to get old, like this is an old discontinued Stone. This is an old Founder's breakfast style tap handle. This is a very old George Killian's Irish Red tap handle. Youngling Black and Tan handle, and the Clown Shoes tap handle. Later on, I'm going to show you all the cold storage where I got some more local tap handles and old tap handles out there too. Go ahead and pop this open for y'all. Just so y'all know, regular stainless steel drip tray down here. I actually have a hole drilled in it. There's a line running down from it, going down into an old growler that I have. That's what I use since I didn't run any plumbing back here. That's what I use when I'm rinsing out my drip tray. It drifts down to a growler every now and then, pull the growler out, rinse it out, clean it real good, and let it drain down in there. So we're going to go ahead and show y'all what's in here. Wait, who to what?
Inkbird.
Inkbird. I already talked about Inkbird.
Okay.
I already talked. See, this is what happens. This is what happens. You know, I already showed y'all this, but he's like, Inkbird, Inkbird, Ink. Also, too, I don't know if you can see it. I'm about to zoom in a little bit, but Brandon also has a chalkboard top that he put on his keezer. Yeah.
That he would, before he started getting his tap handles, he would write actually what beer was on tap, so you can see it. I'm gonna go ahead and.
I kept the Ugly Duckling Brewing on top of it. It's kind of white. Oh, you can kind of see some faint writing on here that used to be on there. But yeah, I used to write what each tap was, but now we've gone digital with a company doing our digital menus for our tap handles. I guess we can go ahead and shout them out. I mean, you know, maybe they'll throw us a bone or something. But pourwall, we use pourwall to do our digital menus, so we know what's on each tap when we're doing it. Actually, we'll be able to show y'all some more of that whenever we go outside to the big keezer. But let's go ahead and pop this open so I can show you how I have this set up in here. Again, as I'm sure y'all can see, it's a chest freezer that we built a collar on it. I have this collar sealed off with a felt gasket going all the way around to help kind of seal it up. I'm running my CO2 coming in from a 20-pound bottle. Because this was an addition for the soda keg. As you can tell, this is kind of plugged in a weird spot versus over here where it should be plugged in. It's because I actually have a carb stone on the soda keg, so I can get a lot more CO2 into the soda. You need a lot more carbonation in a soda keg. And then down there, like I told y'all before, I have a pilot brew down there and an IPA down there that's being served in here now. Also running a computer fan in here. It's another thing that we're kind of testing out with this. This kind of helps circulate the air through here, keep the ice down, because we do have a bad problem with ice. And y'all can see I'm still building a little bit of ice in here. But it's to help keep the ice down, help keep the air cold and circulating properly, keeps my lines chilled down, make sure that my beer is always served at a proper temperature.
Good old Louisiana humidity.
Oh, gotta love Louisiana humidity. Gotta love it.
All right, as you guys can see here, we have kind of a little bit of a mess here. I'm in the middle of swapping some fittings out. I'm going to the dual tight stuff here. I've kind of already added some of them in already. You can see some of them haven't. And I had gotten these first, but I'm going to tell you now, I don't like them. Maybe my beer is a little too cold. Maybe the keys is a little too cold. I don't know. But I've had 4 or 5 of them crack right here already, and which has caused a leak and has filled my bottom of my keezer full of beer. So we're replacing these out. I'm flipping them all to these. I haven't had any problems with these. Now, I did have an issue with this over here, which I'm not going to lie, is not the proper way to do it. I'm not going to knock dual tight on these because I don't think it's their fault. I just needed to get it going. I had something to do that week, and I never got it fixed. So today we're going to come in here. We're going to clean all this back up. We're going to change these out where I'm all dual tight everywhere, the correct fittings. And then we're going to properly mount these so they don't break again, because you can see here the little ring. There you go, and then you get a leak. So we'll be right back with y'all. Wait, hold on. There you go. Let me go ahead and kill air so we don't keep losing CO2, but there you go. So the ring breaks. It doesn't really allow it to bite. For some reason, it was still sealed, which is awesome, but yeah, not a good thing. So we'll be right back. We're going to go ahead and we're going to clean this up, and then we're going to give you a little tour of the keezer after that. All right, so you can see Brandon and I got this all cleaned up now. We look a lot neater. Everything looks a lot more manageable here. We went ahead and ripped this out. I had 3 total broken, and let me show you here what I mean by broken. I guess I can put my beer down.
Put your beer down? What?
So, Brandon, is that in camera?
Let's see. Yes.
All right. So I
can zoom in on it.
You can see here like these little connections in the shark bite part of it, or just they got brittle. I don't know what happened. I mean, to me, it should be able to handle. My keezer was set at 32 degrees. I bumped it up to 34, but they broke off, and it would hold as long as there was pressure pushing up. But with me working my knobs here, they got loose. So I had 3 of these broken. I'm gonna go ahead and again, I don't blame dual tight for those. That's my fault for being lazy and not building this the proper way. This is a little funky looking right now. I'm probably gonna end up taking this out and painting it, and I still gotta add my 3 back. And then I also have a nitrous that I'm gonna put in here, and that's why I went a little bit longer. So my nitrous rail will be screwed into here, and then I'll come out to my 1 keg that we have for
beer gas with nitro
taps. So
yes, indeed.
You can see here what's nice about a dual tight is the red is your gas, yellow is your liquid, which is nice. You know, hey, we like to call it, as Brandon said, the beer color, unless you're dealing with a stout or something. But for the most part, that covers probably 80% of the beers, we'll call it. But here you go. We're nice and neat. Everything's nice and tidy. And we're going to go ahead and move in and show you all the taps here in a second. One more thing here. We're going to go ahead and show, like we already did like a kind of a spray down just to check. But, you know, like what we do is, you know, we got good old sanitizer right here. We just come in here. I spray down real good as I'm spraying, and I keep moving down. Brandon's looking for bubbles, and I spray everything. I spray the taps, the lids, because sometimes when you lose pressure in these kegs, those lids will pop down a little bit and they'll leak. But as I'm spraying, Brandon's watching. Even if you're by yourself, you can always spray. Sit here and look, and then, you know, start saying bubbles pretty good. So you'd see bubbles forming up in any kind of spots that you have.
And it helps that you're also re-sanitizing everything. Always good. You cannot never use too much star sand.
There you go. So we also took while we had everything out, because we pulled all the kegs out, while we had everything out, we went ahead and cleaned the bottom again. Just because I had some spillage. I was messing with one of my tops the other day, and I popped that little thing, and some came out. So there you go. We'll be back in a sec. All right. So now I'm inside, on the other side of the keezer now. we have our tap handles here. So you can see I have the 9 taps for the 9 spots in the keezer for us to pour our beer. You can see we have different range of tap handles. We're working on a bigger inventory here because what we try to do is match the style of beer to what it is. So, this is an IPA. I don't know if anybody from around, if y'all have Parish Brewing, it's a really good beer. Left Hand is a nice one, the milk stout. We have Raging Cajun right here, which is by Utesh, which they're a pretty good local brewery as well. As you can see, we like local breweries. Hey, support your people. Abita is over in Louisiana as well. They're about 2.5 hours away from us. Amazing place to visit. If you ever have a chance, go check them out. Their pub's amazing. Their distillery is awesome. It's cool. They have really good food. The beer. There's beers on tap that you can get that you can't get. I know Abita's worldwide, so everybody has them, but there's beers that you can't get unless you're there. It's really nice. Heretic, everybody knows the king of homebrew, which is Jamil. That's his old brewery. He actually sold it now, but that's his tap handle. And then over here we have Nola, which is a Louisiana brewery as well. Pretty good brewery. That beer's it's not bad, but some of their other beers amazing. Dogfish Head, I'm pretty sure everybody knows them. They're great. And then we have the Terminator Head here. Eventually, this is going to be my margarita on tap. I don't know if you ever had that before, but we'll show that too once we get it. And then, like I said, so we try to stay with what we have. So outside right now we have a Dunkel, so we have it on the black handle just because, why not? It's a double IPA. This is technically a double IPA, so this is where our double IPA is. We have our foreign extra stout on our big stout, and right now it's not on nitrous. I know it's a nitrous tap handle, but hey,
but we have the diffuser plate out of it, so it's pouring like a regular handle right now.
Regular handle, but it's coming soon. We have the redhead lass on the red thing, so we know right away. This right here is the cream ale that we have on tap, and then this one right here is, we call it the Yava, which is, yes, it's a beer, because we actually brewed it for those ultralight drinkers. So it's American light lager that's at about 3.2%, and it is what it is. As a home brewer, it's a little embarrassing to say you brew that, but you got to please everybody when they come to the party, right? Down here, I got my tray, so my sheetrock doesn't get wet. I got my drip trays here, which eventually you can't see it, but I'm going to be showing you guys later. I'm going to be putting a sink right here behind me. I already have my drain down here. I'm going to hook you can't see it, but it's down here. I'm going to have a hose hooked to this to where every day, just like when you're at the bar, you pour, you get overflow. I'm going to run a glass of water, let it drain out, clean my tray at one time, and I'm good to go. So we try to stay as close to a bar as possible.
All right, guys. Now we out here showing y'all the third and final, I guess you could call it the tank of our keezer system. This is our cold storage. While it's the biggest of our keezers, it also has the least amount of tap handles on it. And we kind of did that on purpose. It is an overflow from the smaller systems that we have. But it is also our first dive into beer gas and nitrous systems. So I have 2 nitro taps out here, 2 regular taps out here. But the main purpose for this big bad boy right here is we brew beer, we keg beer, and we carbonate beer, and we keep them aging in this system. Actually, Lance? Week ago, I guess it's been about a week since we've done the Duck in the Pond. Our beer, Duck in the Pond is here. So just to show y'all, I have an empty glass. So I'm going to go ahead and see how carbonated we are. And this works 2 ways. It's extra taps for us to be able to pour beers out of. And it also lets us sample beers as they age. Of course, as y'all can tell, I'm not exactly sampling this glass. I keep this at about 12.5 psi until they get fully carbonated like they're supposed to. As you can tell, it's not really pouring too carbonated just yet. Oh. But on the flip side, I'm going to go ahead and hand that over to Lance. Wow. Oh, y'all. I don't know what we're going to pair that with yet. Oh, my God. Yeah. Okay. Beer pairing coming soon. I told y'all when we brewed this beer, y'all weren't ready for it.
So, and y'all can see, like in his glass, like if you hold it up for us there, Brandon, you can see, it's a hazy double IPA.
Yeah.
So we have some haze to it. I would have liked to see a little bit more haze. Brandon says we're good. Is this a little darker? That's
you can hardly see light through it right now.
Right. So, obviously we have, y'all seen us as Brew Tank, where we do carbonate in a bright tank, which it technically comes out
for here. We bright tank here,
right?
So
with that said, yes, what he just said, like it is pouring a little light on the carbonation, but you got to remember, like Brandon and I we're not neighbors, so it's the whole we keg it sits there, he puts it in the back of his truck, he drives to his house, which something heats up,
it's gonna knock carbonation out.
It does knock carbonation out, so it's technically coming back to age right now, which is fine because we're not ready to drink.
Yeah, it's actually not gonna be ready for another probably week and a half, 2 weeks before it's ready to actually serve.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that Belgian wit that y'all seen us drink before, that's actually sitting on this tap handle here. Speaking of which, just so y'all aware, I showed y'all the tap handles in there. Lance showed y'all this one already. Parish Brewery. It's a local brewery.
Amazing beer.
Yeah, amazing beer. And then again, he told y'all about LA31 Bayou Tex Brewery. This is one of their tap handles. I'm that kind of guy. I love ornate, fancy tap handles. This is actually a beer that they discontinued, but with the Pelican, state of Louisiana, I really love this tap handle. So I ended up buying this tap handle from them. Abita, another one he told y'all about, local brewery. This is their Wrought Iron IPA. Y'all can tell it's a really cool tap handle. But I am a fan of vintage tap handles. This is actually a vintage Guinness stout faucet and handle. It's all in one. This one right here actually came straight from Guinness that I'm using here. So I got 2 nitros here and 2 regular faucets here. Lance, you want to show them the inside of this big behemoth? We can let them check this thing out. Oh, let's crack this big sun gun open here. So as y'all can tell right here, it is basically the same setup that we have. I'm going to set my beer down. Same setup that we have on the other 2 Keezers, except on a lot larger scale. Got CO2 coming in right here, running to 2 different manifolds. I got 10 total CO2 tap lines coming off of this, so we could put beers in here and have them age, have them carbonate while they're sitting here. And as you can tell, 10 CO2, 2 CO2 tap handles. The whole purpose of this thing is not to serve beer. It's to age and carbonate our beers, letting them get happy before we move them over to the other Keezers. If you look over there in the other corner over there, I actually have a small manifold sitting over there. And as you can see, the color of the lines coming off that manifold is different. There are red lines, and there are red lines specifically for one purpose and one purpose open only. And I'm going to go ahead and walk behind Lance right here and hopefully not hit him. It's a 2 manifold setup with just 2 lines on it. This is my nitro setup. And the whole reason why I have these dedicated separately and completely different is because of the serving pressure differences between doing regular CO2 and doing nitrous. Regular CO2, you're going in at 10, 11, 12 PSI whenever you're doing CO2. Nitrous, you're actually hitting these kegs at 20, 25, 30 PSI of nitrous to be able to push them through these nitro faucets and get that creamy, soft finish that you want on nitrous. So this is my nitrous setup on here, which we will be doing a setup like this on the other Keezer at the main brew house coming soon. We'll probably walk y'all through step by step on how we do it. This is my nitrous setup. All those over there is my CO2 setup. And again, as y'all can tell, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if you include my little party keg over there in the corner. I got 10 kegs in here. It's actually a 12 keg setup I have in here, so I can age and carbonate beers, get them ready to go, get them ready for us to serve to our friends and family. Go ahead and close this back up. I'll show y'all right here just so y'all can see it's ducked off in the corner. That's my beer gas bottle. As y'all can see, the red line going down to my beer gas bottle. This is a 5-pound beer gas bottle. Didn't need a really big bottle on this because we only serve nitrous every now and then. So running it out of a little 5-pound bottle here for our nitrous beer gas setup. And then over here, I do have a 20-pound bottle, which is the same size bottle that I have on the one that's behind the bar back there to run our CO2. And then this one is also dual regulated to come over to our bright tank whenever we're doing beer in there. But y'all, that's the setup we got out here for our big Keezer out there. And we'll go ahead and bring Lance in here. We'll get it finished up. Oh, almost forgot. Need to show y'all. Y'all heard me talking about pourwall. I'm sure y'all have seen this back here. This is a lot of our labels. There's pourwall. There's our menu from pourwall that we use, which is why I don't write on the chalkboard anymore. That's showing what's on tap right now, each tap that it's on. You know, we can go fancy with descriptions, names of the beer, price per pint, whole 9 yards, the ABV, what it is. Really cool thing. We're using the free version of it right now. But yeah, pourwall's pretty cool. We really enjoy it.
And it flipped on us here, but the funny part is, like you said, the pricing and everything. Obviously, bars use pourwall too, so commercial use. It's a really good program. The free version, which is what we're using, like you said, for now, is pretty cool. But we do funny things like with the pricing just to mess with certain friends that we have. But it also, like, we kind of try to match it up with the ABV just to kind of, like, it's a quick view, because you can see, like, you know, some of them are a little hard to see. That's 5.8. Now we have this at 640, and
it's kind of messed up. But we tried to do the whole. If it's 7.4% ABV beer, $7.40 a pint. You know, if it's a 5.5%, $5.50 a pint. Just being funny with it. Now, hey, if any one of our friends want to pay me $5.50 a pint for a pour of beer, I will sell it to them all. The tip jar can get filled.
Absolutely. So yeah, pourwall, like I said, the free version is what you're seeing here, and I think it's up to, I want to say it's up to like 12 taps that you can do on the free version. The cool part about the paid version is you get multiple screens. Yeah. So, like, in other words, he can have this one and the other one on. If he had another screen on the inside, he can have them both off of one machine instead of two different accounts. And then the paid version also gives you, which is something, the reason why we want to buy it is you can actually get a QR code.
Yeah, QR code and bill a menu.
Yeah,
it's
so
freaking cool.
We'll just throw the QR code cards on our bar when people come, because, you know, obviously in his bar over here, like he said, we're going to show you later on when we do a pairing. He doesn't have a TV in there right there where the bar is. He does have a TV behind us
on the other side, yeah.
To where, like, we watch football games, and we, you know, because like I said earlier, we're always having parties and stuff and gatherings, but they'll be able to, you know, he doesn't have this to where when you're at the bar, looking at the bar, you can't see what he has, but you can scan the QR code, and then see what beers he has on tap and say, hey man, I'll take number 1, number 4.
Yeah, number 4. Hey, don't even name the beer. Tap number 1, tap number 4, and
at my brew house, like he called earlier, he kept calling it the main. I don't really think we have a main or.
Well, it's just the main brew house.
It's where tank's at.
It's where tank's at. It's where the barrel system's
at. So over there, I do have a TV right behind my bar, but the problem is, you know, we're from Louisiana, so you can bet there's always an LSU baseball, football,
or Saints
on the TV. So no one wants to pause the game to see what's on tap. So the QR code to me is something that's very beneficial, which we're gonna end up getting. So I hope you guys enjoyed our 3 different types of Keezers. Sorry. We're gonna, like Brandon said, we're gonna kind of go through when we set up my nitrous on my side, a little how-to.
Yeah, a little how-to on how we set it up, how we build it.
Yep, exactly. 9 yards. He also, I don't think he talked about it, and I think it's still in frame, but his drip tray down here was something he was very proud of, with the kind of like the.
Yeah, I brazed and built that entire thing out of a 1/2-inch copper tubing.
What's that called when it's all copper, like off the stand? Punk.
Steampunk. Yeah. Steampunk. Yeah, I kind of did a steampunk vibe off of it. Made it to where I could take my stainless steel drip tray, slide it completely out, bring it over to the sink, wash it, clean it, rinse it, get it ready to go, and slide it back in, because I didn't want to plumb this one for draining it out whole 9 yards. But I like the way it came out. A little bit of copper, a little bit of brazing, a lot of heat. Had fun with it.
Yep. It's nice. I mean, so there you go, guys. 3 different type of Keezers. If you guys would like to know a little bit more on how-to on what we did, just let us know down in the comments. If you don't mind, please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell, ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Let us know what you think. And, you know, hey, you guys don't be scared to leave a comment. We'd like to hear what you think.
Absolutely. See y'all next time.